Yes, sir. What's up, MDB family? Back with another video. Today we're talking about Portland Trailblazers, what their roster is looking like, who's going to be in the starting lineup, and what the bench rotations are looking like. So we're going to cover 4 topics. The first topic will be who's on the roster. Second topic will be who's going to be the starting lineup. Third topic will be who's going to be on the bench and what the rotations will look like. Fourth topic will be what are the strengths and weaknesses of this team. So before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We do new NBA videos every single week. Like, if you like these lineups videos, I put out the Hawks lineup, I put out the Celtics lineup, the Lakers lineup, I put out the Raptors lineup, and I put out the Miami Heat lineup. So if you guys are interested in those, go check them out on my channel. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start with topic number 1 of 4, which is who's on the roster. So I got this website opened up right here. So as you guys can see, on the roster, we got Keljin Blevins. He's a new player. He seems like a rookie, 0 years pro. Carmelo Anthony, 17 years pro. We got Zach Collins. I think he's dealing with an injury right now. Let me just do a quick check. Zach Collins is dealing with an injury right now. We got Robert Covington. They signed him in free agency this year. Actually, no, they didn't sign him as a free agent. They traded him for Trevor Ariza and a first-round pick. Then they got CJ Ellaby, another rookie on the team, 6'6" forward/guard. Harry Giles, they signed him in free agency. He used to play with the Sacramento Kings. He's a power forward/center. He's a young guy. He still has a lot to prove. Wasn't really given much opportunity in the Kings to really grow. So the Blazers are pretty much taking a flyer on him, seeing what value they can get from him. Then we got Rodney Hood, forward guard. He was dealing with some injuries last year. I think he's fully healthy now. Oh no, Rodney Hood is day-to-day right now, but once we get into the season, I think Rodney Hood will be fully healthy and ready to go, ready to contribute for this team. Derrick Jones Jr. They signed Derrick Jones Jr. in free agency. This was a great pickup for the Trailblazers. They already got Covington, and then they got Derrick Jones Jr. And one of the biggest needs of addressing for the Trailblazers this offseason was their wing defense. And these guys, Derrick Jones Jr. and Robert Covington, are both great defensive wings in this league. So they're going to guard the LeBrons and the Kawhis of the world. Whereas last year you had guys like Mario Hezonja trying to guard LeBron. You had Melo trying to guard LeBron. Now you got better defenders out there that they can both also shoot a little bit. So you got 2 3-and-D wings that are going to help the team definitely get a lot better. We got Enes Kanter. They signed him in free agency as well. Trailblazers GM has been a fan of Enes Kanter for a long time. For some reason, Enes Kanter and the Trailblazers just work together well. He provides them a great scoring punch off the bench at the center. So that was a good pickup. They got Damien Lillard, King Dame time. Shout out to Dame, bro. He's going to have an MVP type season this year. Hopefully for once the league can actually recognize Dame. Like, yes, he makes all NBA teams and stuff like that, but he needs to be put in the MVP conversation. And I think this year he's going to show us that he has what it takes to really, truly be like a top 3 MVP type of player. He finally has a team around him that's like solid in all areas. They have wing defense. They got CJ McCollum. They got Nurkic healthy. So I think this is going to be a good season for Damian Lillard. And with the way COVID is set up, you're going to see a lot less traveling. More so you go to LA, you play the Clippers, you play the Lakers, you play them all at the same time, as opposed to playing the Clippers, then playing the Suns, then playing the Raptors. It's going to be less travel. And Portland Trailblazers, I don't know if you Trailblazers fans know this, you guys deal with the worst travel schedule out of any teams in the league. Because of where Portland is set up in comparison to the teams in their division, Portland has to do the most traveling out of any team in the NBA. And it caused a lot of the Trailblazers players to be really tired and shit like that. And it takes a toll on their body. Like Damian Lillard said in an interview that the bubble was a great experience for him just because he didn't have to travel so much. So I think that the Portland Trailblazers are going to have a great record. I see them finishing as a top 4 team in the West. And one of the reasons is going to be because they won't have to travel so much. So we got Nasir Little on the team. He was dealing with some injuries in the bubble. Then we got CJ McCollum. He's going to have a great season as well. Yusuf Nurkic, he's going to have a great season, boys. This guy's going to average like 20 and 10 this season. He already averaged 17 and 10 last year. I think this season he's going to average 20 and 10. Then you got Anthony Simmons. He's he still has something to prove. Like, some Trailblazers fans are high on him, some are just, they think they've seen all that he has to offer for the team, but I think he still has room to grow. I think he's just going to become more and more accustomed to the league as years go on. So as long as the Trailblazers stay loyal to him, I think he has a lot to prove in this league. And Gary Trent Jr., he had a great experience in the bubble. He was balling out. He was like most improved player in the bubble, or at least one of them. Sixth man of the year in the bubble, if you would say that. He has a great defensive presence. His shot is pretty good too. His shot was good in the bubble at least. So we'll see if he can continue that this year. He did have the opportunity to re-sign with the Trailblazers, but he's decided that he wants to enter free agency this summer and kind of do a bet on yourself type of thing, see what type of money he can get in free agency. So he's going to be motivated to play well this season. So we're going to move into topic number 2, which is who's going to be on the starting lineup for the Trailblazers. So Damien Lillard will be the starting one. This is according to ESPN, and I'm going to say if I agree or not. Damien Lillard will be the starting 1, CJ McCollum will be the starting 2, Derrick Jones Jr. will be the starting 3, Covington will be the starting 4, and Nurkic will be the starting 5. I couldn't agree more with this lineup. This is the exact same lineup that I would run. You got Derrick Jones Jr. at the 3, long guy, he can shoot. He does it. All he needs to do is be long and defend and hit shots when Dame and CJ hit him for the kick out or a drive and dish. All he has to do is hit open shots, defend well, and then he'll be doing his role. Covington, same thing. Last year we seen him guard 4s, we seen him guard 3s, we seen him guard 5s. He played small ball 5 for the Rockets, so I think power forward is a great position for him. Same thing as Derrick Jones Jr. All we need you to do is defend and hit 3s when you're open. Obviously he knows how to drive to the rim as well. So him and Derrick Jones Jr., their role is essentially the same. They could either play the 4 or the 3, both of them. So then we got CJ and Dame. We already know what CJ and Dame are going to do. They're going to be running pick and rolls with Nurkic. They're going to be running pick and rolls with Covington. So you're going to see a lot with CJ and Dame. They have new offensive weapons in their starting lineup. So now we're going to move into topic 3 or 4, which is the bench lineup and bench rotations. So for backup point guard, it's going to be Anthony Simons. He's going to be the backup point guard for Portland. Gary Trent Jr., he's going to be the backup shooting guard. Rodney Hood is going to be the backup small forward. Melo is going to be the backup 4, or at least until Zach Collins comes back. Once Zach Collins comes back healthy, then Zach Collins will probably be the backup 4, and then Melo will play some backup 3 and backup 4. Like, he'll play backup 3 and 4. So once Rodney Hood and Zach Collins come off, then you're going to see Melo come on for one of them, either at the 3 or the 4. And of course you have Nasir Little. He's going to be playing some backup 3 minutes, so he'll play behind Rodney Hood. Then Enes Kanter is going to be your backup 5. So that's what the rotations are going to look like. If there was going to be a bench lineup, it would be Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., Rodney Hood, Zach Collins, and Enes Kanter. But as you guys know in the NBA, you don't just take off your whole starters then put on your bench, you do rotations. So that's why I wanted to show you guys what I think the rotations are going to be. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the rotations or the lineups that I've listed. Now we're going to get into the 4th and final topic, which is what are the strengths and weaknesses of this team. Let me just make sure I'm recording. Okay, cool. So the strengths and weaknesses of this team, as you guys know, last year, one of the biggest weaknesses for the Trailblazers was their wing defense. They didn't have any real players that could guard the wing. As I told you, Melo was stuck a lot of times having to guard the other team's best wings. And that's just not going to work with a 36-year-old Melo. This year, I think that the Trailblazers definitely improved in that area. Getting Covington, getting Derrick Jones Jr. The team just got a lot better in general. So you got that taken care of. That weakness is now a strength in my opinion. These are 2 of the best 3-and-D wings in the league. Then you got CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. One of the strengths that you guys have there is guard play. If you want to go far in this league, you need defensive wings and you need guard play. And that's what the Trailblazers have. They have great guard play with CJ and Damian Lillard. They got great wings with Derrick Jones and Robert Covington. Nurkic is going to average 20 and 10. And Enes Kanter is going to give you a lot of production off the bench. Once Zach Collins comes back, he can give you some rim protection as well. And he could space the floor a little bit. So overall, I think this team is very versatile. I think they're going to be able to be competitive in the West. And I see the Trailblazers finishing top 4 in the West. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to drag this video on. Let me know what you guys thought about the Portland Trailblazers team. coming into this season. Yeah, so make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We do new NBA videos every single week. All right, guys. Peace.